Paramount Plus just launched, but we all need to know, is yet another streaming service worth our hard-earned money? Let's walk through the app and find out, shall we? So, Paramount Plus, where did this service even come from? It's a little complicated, but I'll try to sum up here. So in 2006, Viacom split off CBS and it became its own company. Then in 2014, CBS launched CBS All Access. Then in late 2019, Viacom and CBS merged together, and Viacom also owns Paramount Studios. Voila! In 2021, ViacomCBS combines the power of all of its creative portfolio to make one mega streaming service, Paramount Plus. Now that you're up to speed, let's hit the crucial details. It is $6 a month for an ad-supported experience and $10 a month to go entirely ad-free. In June of 2021, they are going to apparently drop off that $6 a month option and offer a $5 a month option that does not include live TV, that is ad-supported, and then also have the $10 a month option that includes live TV and no ads. The pricing is on the cheaper side of streaming services that are available to you, but it is conveniently the exact same price as rival network NBC Universal's streaming service, Peacock. But we're all being slowly crushed by an ever-increasing number of cord-cutting services, and Paramount Plus is entering a space that is, for all intent and purposes, crowded AF. Like really crowded. So we're gonna take a look at the app and see what you're gonna get for your money. I'll be using an Apple TV 4K for the purposes of this walkthrough, but if you are interested in checking out Paramount Plus, it's available on just about every device you can think of if you are in the countries that the service launched in, which is the US, Canada, and 18 Latin American countries. If you're in Europe or Australia, you're just gonna have to watch this and then wait for the rollout later this year. Okay, let's dive in. I've already got the Paramount Plus app installed on my Apple TV 4K. If you haven't seen your CBS All Access update into Paramount Plus, you can actually just go into whatever app store you use, and there should be an option to update it from there. That's what I had to do. But overall, it should update itself. It should automatically update if you have automatic updates turned on. Quick note before we open up this app, you'll notice that right next to Paramount Plus is an app called the Paramount Network. And that is because I wanted to mention one important thing. Paramount Network is famous for the show Yellowstone, which is very, very popular. Unfortunately, you would imagine Yellowstone would be on Paramount Plus. It is not, and it won't be, probably for a really long time. It will continue to be on the Paramount Network, not Paramount Plus. But there will be originals that will launch that are spin-offs of Yellowstone. So with that being said, let's open Paramount Plus. Sorry, Yellowstone fans. Okay, here we are on our main home screen. Here's your beautiful splash pages. You've got a lot of new stuff here. So 36 originals will be launching this year under the Paramount Plus service. You can see For Heaven's Sake, that's new. Camp Coral, which we just saw, the SpongeBob content that they're adding to the service. New SpongeBob, who knew? The Real World Homecoming New York, also an original that launched today. So if we scroll down, it looks like there are kind of the main properties ViacomCBS wants to promote. So you've got CBS, BET, Comedy Central, MTV, Nickelodeon, and the Smithsonian Channel. All super popular cable channels. You may have seen, if you used to have cable back in the olden days, you may have seen like, hey, contact your cable provider if you want to keep Viacom. That's because Paramount Plus / ViacomCBS knows these channels are really valuable properties, and they negotiate accordingly. So you can see what we've been watching, like keep watching. You've got that right here, so I can continue watching all of the great shows that I enjoy. And then you've got trending shows, which I can appreciate. If something's really hot, but maybe I haven't heard of it, I can check that out right here. I know The Equalizer is new. That's Queen Latifah. It's supposed to be really good. Haven't seen it yet, but it's there for you if you want to see what's happening in the Paramount Plus app. Recently added shows. I like this. Much like every other service out there, recently added is an important part of your streaming service. You're doom scrolling, if you will, trying to figure out what you want to watch. I always like to see, hey, what's new? Even if it's old, what's new on your service? That's where you find this. Then you got your trending movies, much like the TV shows. And then you've got On Now, which is some of your live TV content. We'll talk about live TV in a little bit in the section that is live TV, in that appropriate section. Space the Final Frontier, which is really mostly Star Trek. But there might be something else there. But Space the Final Frontier, it's Star Trek. That's what we're looking at here. There's enough Star Trek to have its own categories. I think we can all agree there. Sports. So sports is actually pretty interesting. Paramount Plus made a really big deal about how much soccer it has, or football, if you will, it has available on its service. It has Champions League, the Europa League, the Women's Champions League. They're really leaning in hard on that content for sports as kind of like, here's a place you can see all of those matches, and we're really excited about it. And anybody who's a fan of any of those leagues is going to really love the access they're going to have. So that's available to you if that's something you're really interested in. Of course, CBS has broadcast the Masters for, I don't know, a million years, it feels like. You've got the NFL, you have hockey. I mean, it's, CBS has a lot of sports. They have a lot of sports that happens. And they're expanding on that with Paramount Plus. So that's always a good thing if you're a sports fan. And then they have the Originals tab. I appreciate this very much because I need to know very quickly what your app offers that no other streamer has. So I want to know what the things are that you're making that I can't get anywhere else. And that's the Originals tab. So even things that have been around for a little while, like Picard, but it's a reminder, it's a good reminder of what's available, and go, oh yeah, like I heard this was really good, or, oh, hey, like I really wanted to see that and I forgot about it. Like, this is the guy, Strange Angel. That's that show about the guy who like helped found JPL. Like, that is, I like the Originals tab. That's a really good idea. And I like that it's up higher and it's not buried in, menu upon menu upon menu upon sub-menu. Then, of course, you got your classic like comedies, dramas, news. So you got news shows. You've got reality TV from, and again, Viacom channels. You got MTV. You've got VH1, which RuPaul's Drag Race. That's very popular. And then, of course, the reality show that started the reality show boom, Survivor. If you want to watch all 8 million seasons of that, you're a big Jeff Probst fan. I don't know. You can do that. So then you've got Nickelodeon shows, which have their own category. I think that's a good idea. Nick Jr., also great if you have kids. And then your daytime shows. Hey, who's going to say no to a little Price is Right? That's all I'm saying. Got bid without going over. I love the Price is Right. I have no shame. We're going to play a Price is Right game in the comments. That's what we're going to do. You tell me how much money a gallon of milk costs in Los Angeles. Drop that down in the comments. All right, let's check out shows. Okay, so you've got shows. Obviously, it's all sorted into your super standard categories. Popular, all shows, originals, dramas, comedies, reality, daytime, primetime, late night, kids. Star Trek has its own category. As I said, that's to be expected. I do like the classics tab. You want to watch some old TV, docuseries, specials, news, and sports. These are all excellent categories. Let's say we wanted to open the classics tab just to see what the tab looks like. Looks exactly like everything else. It's exactly the same. It's just a whole lot of posters. But hey, it actually might not be a bad thing. It's there, it's visible. Get to what you want. You know what you want if you're looking for a classic TV show most of the time. And then you got movies. Same stuff. Popular, action, comedy, documentaries, drama, kids and family, thriller, and A to Z. So if you want to just look up a specific movie in alphabetical order, you can do that. Okay, so let's talk about the live TV tab. So I'm going to tap on live TV. And right now, KCBS is on. I live in LA. And that is our local CBS station. And as I mentioned, if you have this $6 plan, $5.99 that's available right now, you have access to live TV. In June, they will shift away from that and offer a $5 a month plan as opposed to $6 a month, so $4.99 a month, that will not include live TV. But you will be grandfathered in, and you will continue to have live TV if you don't change your subscription or shift it down to that $5 a month. So you'll still pay $6 a month. You'll still have access to live TV. There are only, right now, 4 live channels. So there's CBSN, CBS Sports HQ, and ET Live. I have to say, looking at this, compared to the CBS All Access app, this is pretty much very similar to what CBS All Access used to look like. This is not a rebuild of an entire foundation and house. This is sort of like a nice fresh coat of paint and maybe a new front door. They did not do a lot. They zhuzhed. Let's call it a zhuzh. It was a zhuzhing. It was a nice zhuzhing of the CBS All Access app. But that's live TV, pretty self-explanatory. And then you've got news as its own category. CBS, historically very storied news network. So you've got your daily news full episodes, your weekly news full episodes. You can look all that stuff up. All the different shows like Sunday Morning or The Puzzle or CBSN in the morning. And then, so there's this tab called Brands. And if you open up Brands, we have the same channel listings that we saw on the homepage, the splash page at the beginning. So we've got CBS, BET, Comedy Central, MTV, Nickelodeon, and the Smithsonian Channel. I'm going to click on Comedy Central because I like funny stuff. So Comedy Central is going to show you the shows that are trending and then your A to Z. So it's like very sparse, very sparse. If I click on CBS and I look around, I'm like, okay, like here's some of the really popular stuff CBS puts out. Let's say I look at Survivor. It's going to take you the exact same screen as clicking on Survivor anywhere else in the app or any other TV show or movie. You've got episodes, extras. If you want to watch, like they have these little sort of like extra clips. So they have, clips from superfans or, they have like all sorts of little like sort of extras you can check out. And then related shows, it's like, hey, what other reality TV / competition shows might I want to watch? And then there's About. And if you click on About, like it's literally 2 sentences. And I feel like this is such a fail or such an opportunity missed. When you think about X-Ray, for example, which is Amazon's technology, I'm able to sort of click on a show, see all of the actors that are in it, or even just like Jeff Probst. Like, let's say I'm some crazy Jeff Probst super fan, and I want to see everything else he's ever been in. Like, where's that? Like, this was a real chance to sort of build out this kind of About section into something that is actually useful. Because I think if you're clicking on Survivor, like it's already right there. There's your two sentences are already right there at the top. And then if I click on About, it's the exact same 2 sentences. Like what a wasteful page. What a waste of a page. So hopefully they'll kind of flesh those out and make them useful, but they are completely not useful at this point. So the Brands page, I don't know. I think I'm surprised that VH1 isn't there because that is a very popular channel. I would argue as popular as MTV or the Smithsonian Channel. I argue. But I hope that they use this section in a different way or change it or build it out in some way that is actually useful to me as a viewer. And then you've got your profiles. You can have up to 6. And you can edit them. There's kids profiles available. So if you need to have parental controls, that is all available to you. And then of course your settings, which we don't need to get into, and your search bar. So you can search for something. Apple TV's search is terrible, and I'm not gonna do it because I have to pick up my phone because I don't like using this little remote to pick letters. It's driving me crazy. But that is the essence of Paramount Plus. It's like really simple. I remember when I did the walkthrough for Peacock, if you want to check that out, which is, I would argue, the direct competitor to Paramount Plus. It was a little bit better designed or I guess more appealing to the eye. This, again, is certainly like a fresh coat of paint, maybe a little extra lipstick on an already existing app. I am very curious if they build out more over time. I don't know. I would give this app a 7 out of 10. I do appreciate that they did launch with, 5 to 10 originals. That's like awesome, especially in this environment in the middle of a pandemic. To launch with that many originals is really good. And I know Peacock didn't quite have a lot happening in the way of originals. So hopefully Paramount Plus is able to launch those 36 originals that they are planning on launching this year. And also over time, maybe with use, the app will get better. But right now it's fine. It's not, particularly amazing or particularly bad. It's a fine experience. And if you need access to a particular show or a particular, franchise like Star Trek, I mean, this is really the place that you're going to be able to get it. And I can appreciate that they are self-aware enough to know that they can't charge $17.99 a month for 4K HDR, streaming like Netflix does. They know that they have to keep it on the cheaper side. And that is a good thing. I'm glad that they understand that because I don't know that it would be worth $17.99 a month. I don't know that it would be worth that. But for an ad-free experience, for $10 a month where I can watch the TV shows that I like without having to either scrub through or watch, 4 minutes of commercials like an ad-supported version of Hulu, or Philo, which is what I subscribe to watch RuPaul's Drag Race, I have to scrub through those commercials. So I think that's a really good thing. It's a really good thing. But again, probably 7 out of 10. That's what I think. Drop your milk bids down in the comments. How much is a gallon of milk, guys? How much do you think it is in Los Angeles? If you get it exactly right without going over at my local Vons, I will give you a high five in the comments. I will high five you. I will take a screenshot of your winning bid and I will put it on my Twitter page. That's the prize. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed this app walkthrough and you want to see more, of course, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, because we have really good reviews. We have really good news information. And of course, we have cool miscellaneous stuff like this and other content that you can watch and enjoy. And until next time, be good humans.